this public hearing is to propose rezoning of a parcel 3450-00-529500 owned by Scott Williams and located at 1907 Krogan Street, Fremont, Ohio. I don't know, do you want to speak, Scott, or Erica? Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have some flyers here. Can I
Yes, sir, absolutely.
give you these?
Yeah. Give them, Scott,
Oh, okay.
Okay, back over that way.
We'll figure it out somewhere.
I think I got enough for everybody there. If not,
That's fine. We can share if we have to.
you have enough, Bob?
I think so.
You got an extra one? You got an extra one?
Yeah. Sure. I built this building 4 years ago for Easter Seals. It was vacant property at the time, so there was a couple houses on there when I bought it. So it was an R1 district, and when I built Easter Seals, I don't know why it got zoned I1. Maybe because it was adjacent to my other business. Nevertheless, it was never industry. It was a business for Easter Seals. It was adult daycare. And I had a 10-year lease with Easter Seals. I thought we were good with that. Easter Seals left last June, so it's been vacant since last June, almost 11 months now. So it's been a stickler to release that building. Even I've been approached by buyers, but nevertheless it was zoned industry, so didn't fit for what the building is built for. So that's why I'm requesting a B1 for business.
And B1 includes
B2.
what? Oh, B2?
Well, that's another issue with the zoning book. There's so much specific things in the zoning book under business. Very little is permitted. Most of it's conditional. So I might need another hearing. I've been approached by also adult daycare, which is what it was built for. I've been approached by Kathy Hunt that has Elmwood.
So do those things qualify for what you want it rezoned for?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
and I can jump in here. I think we're trying to help Mr. Williams rezone it to help him get it occupied. I
Sure.
think there was, the zoning was a little screwy. We talked about the best way to help him through the way it's zoned, and based on what he kind of said tonight, those that have shown, the types of businesses that have shown interest in the building, they fit under the B2 zoning. And so it had come to the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission had a really good conversation with Mr. Williams to try to just figure out the best solution, because we want to remove any barriers possible. So if a business says, I'll buy it or I'll lease it, but it's not zoned the right way, now that time frame is lost, because you've got to go to the Planning Commission, and the Planning Commission's got to come here, and now you've lost 2 months, and that business might look elsewhere. And so we're just trying to help Mr. Williams get it zoned so it's advantageous for him to get it occupied. And so I think based on the conversations we've had, the types of businesses that have shown interest, B2, rezoning it to a B2 seems to make the most sense for what the building is and the types of businesses that have shown interest.
Are these businesses like, as soon as you do it, we're coming?
I'm sorry?
Are these businesses basically saying, if you rezone this to
I
our liking?
get that impression.
Okay.
I have 3 separate parties that are interested. One would be a senior care, which would be similar to adult daycare. Another one would be mental health. And the building is built for that. We have we didn't spare any costs when we built it. So it has secured doors that if there was a fire, they unlock automatically. It goes directly to the fire department. It's all ADA accessible. And
Beautiful building, it's well constructed, I've been in it a handful of times, Scott's taken great care of it.
and it's actually I started this process February the 8th. So it's been,
Timely.
Time,
yeah. And of course, when I lost Easter Seals, I lost the payment as well.
Right.
So,
Well, and
It's-
here's, and I'll jump in here, I'm sorry, Scott, what stinks for Mr. Williams is Easter Seals went to him and said, hey, we have this need, but we don't have the funds to do it, and so because they were already renting off him, they arranged this agreement and signed a long-term lease, and here we are 4 years into a 10-year lease, and Easter Seals was bankrupt, and they're gone, and so, so now we're just, from whatever the city can do to try to help Mr. Williams are trying to do.
Right.
well, and when it was built, it was bringing jobs into the city.
Right.
And that's my hope that we get that again, that we bring jobs to the city and stuff. So,
Well, what did the zoning board say?
You
Did
didn't have
they-
to go to the zoning board.
He went to, the planning commission. and-
yeah,
And what did they have any?
Well,
This is their recommendation.
Yeah,
That's the recommendation.
Okay.
yeah, so I can speak to that because I'm on the planning commission.
Right.
And so we came to the conference room and we just looked at the zoning book, looked at who's interested so far and had some back and forth conversation and kind of landed on B2 seems to make the most sense to have it zoned to.
Planning commission sees it first, and they recommend to us what they think is the best option.
Gotcha.
It's our decision to agree or disagree.
Gotcha.
So Mr. Williams was saying that the I-1 designation, he doesn't have a lot of uses. So that's why he wants to rezone.
Right.
So that's the process. You go to the planning commission first, then they make a recommendation to city council.
It's probably historically I-1 because of Stone Street
Correct, and that's
Yeah.
what's adjacent
to it.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions for anyone? Anybody from the public? No? Okay.
I would expect, not sure about the passage of this. Does this take 3 readings or?
I was just gonna ask that question.
It's on our agenda for tonight.
When we got to the agenda, I was going to ask you to suspend the rules.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pass
There
it tonight.
isn't anybody, I don't think, that
Great.
would be upset by the
Well,
change
no one's
in
here
it.
to object, and this has been a public hearing that was posted a month
Couple
ago.
months ago.
But
And
see,
we
that
also
just
mailed,
shows that there's nobody
mailed-
objecting to that change.
Right, and we mailed the public hearing out to the adjacent properties, so people were notified.
I believe there was only one adjacent property, isn't there?
Well, I did a kind of a radius, so it was just more than
Oh,
the adjacent.
okay.
I don't see that.
So I don't think there'll be a problem either.
And I did have a discussion with Jim Melly about the situation, and he didn't object to anything. I'm not sure if he'll be here tonight, but I just wanted to.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, we have a few minutes before we start the regular city council meeting, and I guess I need to adjourn this meeting. Adjourn. Please rise for a moment of silent prayer and the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call. Are you ready?
Frazier,
Here.
Reese,
Here.
Addie,
Here.
Elder,
Here.
Leibold,
Here.
Reese,
Here.
Sleek.
Okay, council, I believe, has a copy of all the minutes from the last meeting. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes? And they'll stand as they are. Council also has a copy of tonight's agenda. Is there any additions to the agenda? Okay. Oh, yes. We need to-
I'll make a motion to excuse Councilman Sleek from tonight's meeting.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Weiss,
Yes.
Addie,
Yes.
Elder,
Yes.
Leibold.
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Frazier.
Yes.
Okay, we have a speaker here tonight, who's gonna give a presentation. Her name is Laura Bogard with Cycle Sandusky County Bike Share. So I'm gonna turn it over to you.
Hello, my name is Laura Bogard. I am a nurse with Sandusky County Public Health. And my partner here, BJ Duckworth, he is the Senior Programs Director at the YMCA. And this has been a collaborative effort with us two and other community partners. So he is actually going to talk more about the program, and I am going to be the handler of the PowerPoint presentation.
Okay.
Okay, so first thing what I wanted to do is just pass out copies of the
Okay,
PowerPoint
if
presentation.
you give them to Bob there, he'll pass them out to
Okay,
us.
so I have probably about 9. I brought enough, I believe, for the council members. And then I also have our rack cards, if you want to take some. You can take some. If you know of any place that you'd like to hand them out, you can go ahead and do that. I have about 25 right now. Okay.
Okay. Can we go to the next one?
Yep.
Press the second. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so as she mentioned, this has been a community collaborative project. It has not just been the health department, it has not just been the YMCA. So all of our work group members are listed up here. The health department, ourselves, Spoke Life Cycles, the Visitors Bureau, GLCAP, Hayes, the Flatlanders Bike Club, and then the city as well as the library both provided support to the project. Various partners did various things. The health department provided the funding for this program through a Creating Healthy Communities grant, and we'll touch on that more in a minute. And then we host the program at the Y. We take care of the bikes and borrowing them to people and all of that part of it. Spoke Life handled the ordering of the bikes, the construction, making sure we were ordering the right stuff so that we weren't getting products that were going to fall apart and weren't going to hold up to the wear and tear. Flatlanders was part of that. The Sandusky County Visitors Bureau built us a website to host this, which was great because there's some interactive maps and some things that people can use, and we'll show you those in a little bit. GLCAP does, they store the bikes in the winter. They clean the bikes for us, so when people ride them through the mud, GLCAP takes them over to their wash bay, they clean them all up so that gets done. If for some reason they end up not getting returned to us, we do have everybody's driver's license when they take one, so we know who they are. And then GLCAP goes and picks that bike up with their bus and brings it back. Or if somebody rides it and they get it home and they say, I just can't ride it back, I'm too tired, then we can call GLCAP and they'll go get the bike. And then Hayes actually took delivery of everything with their loading docks and broke everything down and got everything set up. And they will be installing a bike repair station, as has the Y. Both of those are open to the community. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is a grant-funded program. This is not a health department tax program. Laura, do you want to talk about the CHC?
Yes. Creating Healthy Communities, or CHC, it is a grant that the health department has had. This is the 10th year that we've had the grant, and it basically funds activities or strategies to help the communities in Sandusky County to give access to affordable foods, healthy foods, and opportunities for active living. So some of the projects that I've worked on throughout the last 5 years that I've been working for the health department is helping develop community gardens, the inclusive play park with Kiwanis, I was part of that. This bike share program, I've helped Gibsonburg and Clyde write complete streets policies. So those are just some of the things that I've helped do throughout the years. And I would say this is probably one of the funnest projects that I've helped with, just because of all of the collaboration and all of the groups that have come together, and it's just the equipment, I would say, that we've been able to purchase and being able to look at, and the actual process that we went through of all, I want to say, we took what was done with the scooters, I would say, the stories that we heard about the scooters, and we decided we didn't want to do what was done with the scooters. We totally said, no, we don't want to do anything like that. And so we revamped that, and so that was kind of a fun process also for us. And so we think this is really going to be a really successful program as it gets off the ground. Yesterday was our first day of relaunch for the year, so we hope more to come. Let's see what else. So basically, this program to borrow bicycles and the related equipment, it is a free program. There's no charge for anybody to borrow the bikes. Right now, we do have a total of 6 bicycles, with 2 more coming, but those are going to be designated for some other equipment. And then the goal is to help increase access to different types of transportation. So most people do drive cars and walk, so we want them to actually be more physically active by different ways. So riding the bicycle is that different way. And then that will encourage economic activity, and encourage more physical activity and improve healthy outcomes. We did a survey last year in May and June, and it was basically focused for the city of Fremont, but we did have responses from other people in Sandusky County. It was an online survey, so we could not limit it to only Fremont people. We had some incentives, like some free day passes, I believe.
Some stuff for the rec and some stuff for the Y.
Yeah, so what we did, we had a total of 60 responses. We narrowed that down, or I kind of picked out the ones that were from Fremont zip codes. And the ages that completed the survey that lived in Fremont, about 5% were ages 15 through 24 years of age. 30% were 25 through 44 years of age. 45 to 64 years of age were about 57.5%, so that was the largest number. And then only 7.5% were 65 years and older. The respondents said if they ride a bike on average, how often do they ride? 22.5 said they only ride once a month or less. And then 15% responded that they ride 2 to 3 times a week, if that. 36% of the people in Fremont that did complete the survey said that they would like to travel more by bike if they could. Reasons that they said that they don't travel by bike more often is that they're too busy. There's no safe place for them to ride where they live. 31% said other transportation options are faster for them. 21% that said their bicycles are broken. And then 10% said they don't own a bicycle or they don't have access to one. You can do the next slide.
Sure. So the top reason why people want to ride the bike or do ride their bikes is for recreation. And the second one is exercise, which I obviously don't do. That's why I didn't ride the bike here. 48% of our respondents did say that they were satisfied with the local community design for safe riding. So they felt that there were paths and things they could use. 13% were only somewhat satisfied. So there's a gap there, obviously, on how people feel riding and how safe they feel. Changes that they would like to see are more bike lanes, that was the number one, and more bike trails is the number two. And bike maintenance opportunities, and that's where the bike repair stations came in. There's already some around town, but we did add 2 more through this program, one at the Y and one at the Hayes Presidential Center. Bike helmets was also something that is important, and everybody that borrows a bike is given a bike helmet to borrow as well. Whether they wear it or not, I can't attest to that, but we do make sure they have a bike helmet that fits. And then reasons why they don't wear bike helmets, they say that they're too uncomfortable, but many of them say that they don't have one. So there will be some, and I'll mention at the end, we're actually doing a bike helmet giveaway as part of Cycle Sandusky County. That'll take place later, it's already May, right? Yeah, later this month. Yeah. Can't believe it's May already. So, how to borrow, it's super easy. You come to the Y while we're open. You need a driver's license so we know who you are. That way in case you keep the bike, obviously. And some sort of credit card. And we don't charge your credit card, but we keep it on file because if you don't bring the bike back on time, there's a late fee. If it comes back and the tires are shredded or there's other damage, you're responsible for that damage. So it's very similar to renting a book. They know who you are, there's a process. If we have somebody in the community that truly doesn't have access to a credit card, we work through that on a one-on-one basis so that they can borrow a bike. But that's kind of the template. So they come in, they fill out some paperwork, they get their bike, they bring it back. As long as they bring it back the same day, there's no fees, anything like that. We have limited hours on Saturday and Sunday, so we do give them a little wiggle room. They borrow it on Saturday, don't bring it back till Sunday, we don't charge them anything. Same thing on Sunday to Monday. We don't charge them if they don't get it back by the time we close on the weekends. And that's really as simple as it is. As long as they don't damage the bike or steal the bike, we don't have any issues.
And they have to pick the bike up from the YMCA and return it to the YMCA. It's no leaving it any place around the town. And they can ride it throughout Sandusky County. It doesn't have to be just in the city of Fremont.
You want me to do it?
Yep.
So this is the website that the Visitors Bureau built for us. It's very basic. Right now, we're going to get some videos of the actual bikes being ridden instead of the stock footage. But what's really cool on here is the interactive map, which is on the next page. You can zoom in on this on your phone, and you can see where different things are. They have the different trails on here. You're able to look up restaurants on here to see the best paths to go. Fully mobile friendly. And every bike very soon will have a QR code on it so that you'll be able to scan that QR code and it will take you to the interactive map. So if you're, I guess, theoretically lost somewhere in Fremont or Sandusky County, you can put it in to figure out how to get the bike back so you don't get charged a late fee. We've talked about some enhancements we can do with this over time, potentially adding bike-friendly businesses and what you can get at that business if you cycle there. So does the business offer complimentary bottled water to bicyclists? Some businesses actually will give discounts if you ride your bike there, different things like that. So the other thing the Visitors Bureau is doing is they have these rack cards, and everywhere they have one of their visitor rack card stands around the county, they're including that in there. So anybody that visits the county knows about the program as well.
So they added this feature to the landing page where restaurants, information, lodging, and attractions are. So like BJ was just saying, we are going to try to enhance the area for restaurants and attractions where if someone does borrow a bike, that we are possibly going to incorporate maybe a coupon for admittance into the Hayes Presidential Center, those types of things. So that's something that we're going to be working on in the future.
So this is the equipment. We have 6 bikes, as she said now. They're purple and red so that they fall in line with the school colors from Ross as well as St. Joe. We hook them up outside of the Y in the mornings. We take them in at night. The Y also was able to benefit from the program. We got a few custom bike racks in the front of our building. If you've ever been there, you probably saw the 30-foot long, rusted, horrible bike rack. That's gone, and now we have nice ones. We're going to be placing some more of those through the grants this year around town. There's also the bike repair station that you can see right here. That's in the front of the building as well and is completely open to the public. I don't think people know that yet. It did get put in late in the fall, so we want people to know that's there, and I know there's some others around town. And then just to embarrass my child care director, I put her picture in here. She told me I couldn't, so I did. The bikes have some pretty specific features, and I'll show you on the bike rather than on the picture, but they're specifically made to be accessible. So the crossbar is low, so you can step through. It's a 7-speed and it has a bell. If you come to the Y, sometimes I ride around the Y with the bike and ring the bell at people. And the kickstand is also made to be accessible, so when you put it out, the bike doesn't lean, so it stands straight up. And then also on the bike is all the bikes come with a bike lock. So you can use this to lock the bike. You put it through the wheels and it locks, and then there's a key on the other side. You can use that, or you can do a traditional chain lock to a bike rack. But specifically that makes it so somebody can't ride off with it, which is really nice. It does go right through the side and then just comes off with the key. So every bike does come with a key, and we do have some spare keys in case people lose their keys and can't get it off.
And then we bought these wristbands. All they need to do is put it around their wrist. And then the other thing is the seats are adjustable.
Whoa, easy, should.
So somebody that's taller
Your size.
and someone that is shorter like I am is able to ride the bike. And these bikes are very well made. They're custom made.
Who makes them?
Laura, who did we buy these from? They were
Dynamic, and they only specialize in fleet bicycles, so numbers of bicycles. They don't do just one bicycle, they do fleets of bicycles.
Council, you got any questions?
Just to let you guys know, we are doing a bike safety day. It'll be hosted at the Y, but it's not a YMCA event, it's a community event. So we have about, I want to say 180 bike helmets, something like
About
that.
100.
A bunch of bike helmets to give away to kids, because we want to, combat that. And then we are doing a Chamber of Commerce ribbon cutting on the 9th at 3 o'clock.
May 9th.
June. It
Not
says
June 9th, May 9th, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
May 9th at 3 o'clock. I got my months wrong, I apologize. So come on out, you can test ride the bikes while you're there, stop on out at the bike helmet giveaway. In your package, you do see what the new features of the 2 new bikes will be. There's going to be a baby carrier on one and a tag along on the other, so to make these a little more family friendly. So those will be available soon as well.
So, yeah, we wanted to incorporate some of the younger kids, so 4 to 10-year-olds. Since we can't rent the bike to them, we bought one tag-along. So maximum weight is 85 pounds. It is going to be attached to the back of the bike. We were able to purchase 2 additional bikes. One will be designated for this. Another one will be designated for the Honeybee trailer, which is a stroller. So parents can take 2 children. Maximum weight per child is 40 pounds. They can ride the bike with the trailer on it, take it to Hayes or one of the parks. Then they can walk the child around or the children around. So that was another additional feature that we were able to purchase with end of the year grant funding.
you gonna have anything for a pet carrier, or can they go in the baby?
No.
No
We
pet.
would prefer pets not use the carrier.
Yeah, it turns into a big cleaning issue.
Well,
when
I'm
you
sure you
Put
could
your
have
pet in the
babies
baby
there,
carrier
or
and
an
then.
egg,
I got this pet skunk, I didn't know.
The other question I had, this is something I've been thinking about for a long time with the number of bicyclists we have in the city. I'd like to see the city or somebody sponsor vests with reflective stripes on them. I just thought that would be a cool safety thing.
Yeah.
You mean like a giveaway?
Yeah, like
Like
a giveaway,
helmets?
or
Like
come up here to
giveaway
the city
vests?
hall and.
Or are you saying like when they?
So you just want a bunch of those shirts?
Yeah,
Oh.
but yeah, I think they're like $5 or $6 for the mesh vest, maybe if you buy them in bulk. Just a thought, throwing it out there.
That's a good thought. Put that on my list. Right there.
You can't write them home.
Okay.
Yep, and I do apologize, it's May 9th, not June 9th.
You're good.
Although I thought it was still April today.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Chief, are you riding it home? Are you riding the bike home?
Well,
Yes or no question?
I think we can waive the bringing it back the same day for you.
okay, so we're gonna move on with our readings now.
Thank you.
First reading of a resolution authorizing the approval and issuance of a warrant for payment of $3,129.92 to Kleinfelder and declaring an emergency.
Council, Klein, if you remember, the city's building a chemical-free building down at our water reclamation center. That construction has started. Kleinfelder was the design group that designed the building. They had honestly taken forever to do their end of things and design. We thought we were done being billed because we had not received an invoice for 6 months. We closed the PO and we got our last invoice from Kleinfelder. And so that's the reason for the warrant for payment. The auditor's office probably would want you to suspend Rule 4 and pay it. I'm not a big fan of this group. They took forever. So we had to wait on them. I'm okay. Let it go through read.
We better let this one.
Yeah, we better write it out.
No.
Get it off the thing,
Get it on, get it out of the way. On with our
Just leave
life.
it up to you guys.
I
Move
moved
to
to
suspend Rule 4 and John Elder seconds, is that correct?
Yep.
No, not this time, you were trying. Roll call?
Addie,
Yes.
Elder,
Yes.
Libo,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Sleek,
Yes.
Frazier,
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Okay, John Elder moves to adopt, Chris Leibold seconds. Any further comments or questions on this? Roll call?
Elder,
Yes.
Libo,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Sleek,
Yes.
Frazier,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Addie.
Yes.
Approved.
First reading of an ordinance amending the administrative assistant position within the part-time, intermittent, temporary, seasonal, and interim employees pay scale and declaring an emergency.
Cody Bischoff is here to speak on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, so this one's fairly straightforward. This is not a new position. The administrative assistant position has been on that part-time and intermittent pay scale for as long as I can remember. It was most recently in use in 2018. We have not had an admin assistant at the rec center since then. So we wanted to update that job description so that way it would accurately reflect the duties that this potential person is going to do for us at the rec center. So our goal is to take some of the things that our front desk is currently doing off of the front desk staff. So that way they can focus on customers, members, and answering phones as they come in. And this admin assistant will take some of that load and responsibility off our front desk staff.
I'll move to suspend Rule 4.
I second the motion.
Jim Sleek moves to suspend Rule 4. Angie Reese seconds. Any comments or questions on the suspension of Rule 4? Roll call?
Lidle,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Sleek,
Yes.
Frazier,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Addie,
Yes.
Elder.
Yes.
I move to adopt.
Second?
Angie Reese moves to adopt, Christine Weiss seconds. Any further comments or questions? No? Roll call?
Reese,
Yes.
Sleek,
Yes.
Frazier,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Addie,
Yes.
Elder,
Yes.
Lidle.
Yes.
Approved.
First reading of a resolution authorizing the mayor to sign and enter into an agreement with the Fremont Development Corporation to promote economic development within the city and declaring an emergency.
So council, if you remember, August 4th of 2022, you entered into an agreement between the Fremont Development Corp. and the county for the purchase and acquisition of land and development of land for the industrial park. The focal point of that agreement was based on land acquisition and it had accounted for development, but it wasn't specific enough. And so what we wanted to do is, the city has paid a lot of money for the infrastructure, the water, sewer, road, and whatnot. And the deal had always been, you know, if you remember in the original agreement, the city functioned as the bank, the Fremont Development Corporation functioned as the developer, and as we sold off the land, the Fremont Development Corp would give that money back to the city, and so it's price point at a price where we could recoup our funds. It may be a long, slow process to get paid back. And it was actually brought up by members of the Fremont Development Corp that, hey, all of us are only temporary in these positions, but it may take a long time to get paid back. We really should create a paper trail, because if it takes 10, 15 years to pay the city back, to sell all that land out there, when people, there's a paper trail explaining that, oh yeah, this also includes public infrastructure that went out that way. That makes any sense. And it kind of alludes to it in the first agreement, but it doesn't spell it out as detailed as this. And so, and I'd like to say it was probably, Paul Graw did most of it. Him and I worked on it. We took the original agreement. He deserves most of the credit, probably 75-25 split of drafting this new agreement based off the original agreement. Once we came up with some drafts, law director Jim Melly reviewed them, and so ideally this is, and if you can read through the agreement, I'm assuming it's attached to the resolution, kind of detailing some of those, some of those things to protect the city that as time goes on, we get paid back for the cost of development that we put out for the infrastructure.
Anybody have any further questions?
Are you in a rush to pass this tonight? Okay.
I mean,
Okay, well, when that constitutes.
if you want to, but yeah.
Well,
The Fremont Development Corp did have a board meeting earlier this week, and at their board meeting, they reviewed it and approved it, because it really is an agreement between the city of Fremont and the Fremont Development Corporation.
That's just based off the way it was structured. That's the reason
Mhm.
why you want to do this, right?
Yeah, it was, because right now, there's nothing really spelling out specifically the plan for the city to get paid back.
You're just trying to divide up what.
Yeah, and so we are just, to the people that have been planning this and working on this, this has always been the plan, and but we just thought, hey, it's probably best to dot our i's, cross our t's, to put an agreement together.
If you're
so
not in
that
this position,
if I'm not here, if you guys aren't here, the Fremont Development Corp isn't here, hey, there's a paper trail saying when that gets sold off, that money comes back to the city.
Mr. Gross,
Yeah.
you were talking and you were going like this, and you said I have a question on this section 1, the second page, public infrastructure, and this is what you were talking about. The city agrees to pay the amount necessary for the construction of the public infrastructure needed for the project. Then they're gonna pay us back.
Yeah, so remember, so the public infrastructure is the water, sewer, which is already out there. It is the road that is already out there. It is the regional retention pond, which is already there. Remember that work was done last summer and in spring. With Columbia Gas, we had to put a deposit down to get them to move forward with running the gas line out there. So Columbia Gas is gonna be out there in July running the gas line. AEP is, 2 weeks ago, they said they'll be up in the next 30 days and putting electric lines to their side of the park. And so, yeah, when we say public infrastructure, the majority of that cost is the water line, the sewer line, and the road.
Okay, so the city pays that, company B comes in and they put up their building, they pay for their building, and then they pay us back.
Yeah, so,
They buy the lot.
They gotta buy the
let's say
land.
we have an end user, and an end user says, I want 30 acres. So we plot out 30 acres that they would want. They give us money for that acreage, and then we have a payback schedule. So the county commissioners, based on the agreement, get paid back first, and they're getting paid back $15,000 per acre because that's just dirt. And then after that dollar amount is caught up and the county commissioners paid off, then the remaining funds come back to the city.
Let's clear this up. I move to suspend Rule 4.
I second.
Jim Sleek moves to suspend Rule 4.
But I was-
Seth Frazier seconds.
It's my first one.
Okay.
Just wanna let you guys know.
There's no prize.
Tell me.
More candy?
Yeah, more
More
candy.
candy.
Any further questions on the suspension of Rule 4?
Yes, well, here's what I'm contemplating.
It's on the suspension.
I understand,
Okay,
but,
alright.
but the resolution itself doesn't reference this agreement. It says A agreement, so it doesn't say agreement attaches Exhibit A. So I would want to make that amendment, but I'd also like to add to the agreement under Section 11 governing law, it says governed by the laws of the state of Ohio, Tuscaloosa County, but not the city of Fremont. And I would think that our laws should also be included if there's any dispute. And so that's why I asked if you wanted it passed tonight, because maybe we should ponder that.
Yeah, whatever the wishes are of council, if you wanted to make those amendments now, if you wanted to rescind the Rule 4 and do it at the next meeting.
Let's get those amendments and get it over and done with.
Madam President? Madam President,
Yes, sir.
may I say something?
Sure.
So first and foremost, I'd like to thank Mr. Gross for explaining this to council tonight. However, after just hearing Mr. Lyman and some of his concerns, I think maybe it would be in the best interest for the city to maybe not suspend Rule 4. That way we can just maybe have the law director give some final touches to that and look at that, and then we can bring those amendments back to council. So that way we're not counting on an entire council to give recommendations. We can have
Right.
the law director do that. And maybe Mr. Lyman could
Okay.
be on that later on.
So
thank
I'd
you.
like to rescind
Okay.
my
Jim Sleek
suspension.
rescinds the suspension of Rule 4 and
Is that second?
Seth seconds.
Yeah.
Give your candy back.
Yeah, I'll take it back.
Thank you,
Say
I don't think you did
Councilman
that.
Lyman
Okay,
and Councilman.
Yeah.
Say city.
moving on.
Yes?
First reading of a resolution authorizing the approval and issuance of a warrant for payment of $12,900.00 to TTX Incorporated and declaring an emergency.
Okay. Madam President, once again, I'm kind of speaking for the IT department. So TTX is a third-party company that our IT, which we contract with Sandusky County IT, provide IT for us here at the city, used as part of the migrating of our emails. When we got a quote, I gotta read my notes here, initially we got a quote for $15,000. We put the purchase order in for that. It came in under the $15,000, and I'm not sure, long story short, we should have put in a second purchase order where I think we like, okay, we got a more accurate number now, and by the time we canceled the first purchase order and couldn't get the second one in time, they had already started the work and sent us an invoice. This is, I would ask for you to move on this.
I make a motion to suspend Rule 4.
Second.
Yeah, 12.9.
Christine Weems makes a motion to suspend Rule 4, Denny Adi seconds. Any further discussion on the suspension of Rule 4? Roll call?
Sleek,
Yes.
Frazier,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Patty,
Yes.
Elder,
Yes.
Livo.
Yes.
Yes.
I move for adoption.
Second.
Denny Adi moves to adopt. John Elder seconds. Any further questions or comments on this? Roll call?
Frazier?
Yes.
Lees?
Yes.
Addy?
Yes.
Elder?
Yes.
Libo?
Yes.
Reese?
Yes.
Sleek?
Yes.
First reading of an ordinance adopting the recommendation of the planning commission to rezone in-lot partial 34-50-00-5295-00 in the city of Fremont from I-1 wholesaling and light industry to B2 general commercial district.
I move to suspend rule 4.
I second it.
John Elder moves to suspend Rule 4. Angie Reese seconds. Any questions on the suspension of Rule 4?
I have a comment.
You can make that after. Roll call?
Lees?
Yes.
Addy?
Yes.
Elder?
Yes.
Libo?
Yes.
Reese?
Yes.
Sleek?
Yes.
Frazier?
Yes.
I move to adopt.
Second.
Angie Reese moves to adopt. Who seconded? Tim Sleep seconds. Okay. Denny?
I was just gonna say, and Erica can correct me if I'm wrong, it probably should have been a B1 or B2 from the beginning, shouldn't it have?
Well, the request for the rezoning comes from the property owner, so I'm not sure why it was zoned I-1, but typically, once rezoned, the property owner makes that designation, and the city assists. So, it was probably because the I-1 designation all along that block. So, I'm guessing that's why it was zoned that way. But that allowed him to do what he did in the past, but not moving forward.
Okay. Roll call?
Addy?
Yes.
Elder?
Yes.
Libo?
Yes.
Reese?
Yes.
Sleek?
Yes.
Frazier?
Yes.
Reese?
Yes.
Approved.
Thank
Good.
you. Thank you, council. You're welcome. Good luck.
Okay, moving on, I'm gonna do comments, and I'm gonna start with the mayor. Mayor Sanchez?
Madam President, thank you very much. I have nothing to say.
No kidding.
What?
She doesn't feel it.
Okay, Bob Rose?
I have a couple things. I'll give them a quick reminder. Cinco de Mayo event is this weekend. So Front Street's going to be closed off from 8 to 4, but the event is from 11 to 3. I think each of you got an invitation on your desk in front of you to inviting you from Rotary. This is the formal official invitation, May 23rd, to the ribbon cutting of the amphitheater. Please attend that. And then I'm just trying to give everybody events. So we got a postcard here. May 10th, Friday morning, 11 a.m. Google Runnings is having an event history being made. So I can share with you this postcard. It's a rededication ceremony.
Is the Cinco de Mayo on Saturday?
Saturday.
Okay.
And then, the last event before I get into some other city stuff is Sandusky County Positive People Breakfast. If you've never been there, it's really good breakfast, really good stories, and kids who kind of overcome a lot of things, get some scholarships to go to college. And so, Mayor and I have been there, so we've been there over the years, so if you want to attend.
When is that?
That's Thursday, May 9th, so that's next Thursday, 7:30 in the morning. And I can make copies of all these, and I can make copies of these things for you, or summarize them in an email and get them off to you. Lastly, just a couple updates. Krogan Street, it's a mess. We all know it's a mess. They're out there working today. I think they're looking to get probably not till June for asphalt to go down. And so just bear with us. I think the asphalt plants just opened up a couple weeks ago. The crews are still kind of doing the utility work underneath, with the water line is in, the sewer line is in, redoing the manholes and catch basins. That's what needs to take place over the next couple months. And then so ideally, I think they're looking at the second week in June for asphalt to come in. And so it reminds me a lot, a couple years going to Garrison, that was really a mess, and if people can kind of bear with the city and be patient, I really think when it's all done, that's really going to be really nice. And really
There's no
beautiful.
speeding on Krogan Street, I can guarantee you.
Yeah.
The speed limit is approximately 10. Up and down it all day long.
And that's all I have, Madam President.
Thank you. Holly Elder, do you have anything tonight?
Nothing tonight, thank you, Madam President.
Okay, Chief Munsinger?
Yes, thank you, Madam President. I'd like to take a moment, obviously we had an event last night on Hayes Avenue, on South Wood Street near Hayes Avenue. I wanted to publicly thank some of our law enforcement teams that assisted us, the Sandusky County Sheriff's Office, the Erie County Sheriff's Office, and the Sandusky County Drug Task Force. Truly an example of next level law enforcement, patience, that resulted in a maybe longer than we all wanted to event resolving peacefully. So,
But it was a safe event, and they did a fabulous job.
with no injuries, and that's what we want. And you know, we basically, we had a lot of positive community support from everybody that was out seeing us. And it's refreshing that our officers have that support from this community. So that was great. And secondly, we are moving along with our civil service testing. We're to 11 candidates. So hopefully this next week we'll have interviews and get a few officers out of those group of people that will be our next Fremont police officers. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Erica?
Thank you, Madam President, I don't have anything tonight.
Cody Bishop?
Yeah, thank you, Madam President. First of all, thank you to council for suspending Rule 4 on the admin assistant position. We do plan on getting that posted as soon as possible so we can start accepting applicants for that. And then a couple of events that we have coming up next Tuesday, May 7th. We have a Youth Resource Consortium roundtable meeting. If you have not been to one of those, I would invite everybody to attend. We invite all youth-serving agencies in Sandusky County to come be a part of our roundtable, have discussions on programs and services that people are providing to youth in Sandusky County. And on Tuesday, we actually have a presentation from Victoria Sims with the Connecting Kids to Meals program. You may have seen that at the rec center, the library, and at the YMCA. So she'll be coming to town to talk to the YRC about that program and how you can get connected to that, maybe have that at your agency as well.
What time on Tuesday?
That is 10 a.m. Tuesday. It is at St. Joe. There is a flyer out on Facebook as well on our rec center Facebook page.
At St. Joe.
At St. Joe. And then tomorrow, quick teaser, we will be releasing our community concert series for the summer. So we'll have that on our Facebook page. I'm sure the administration's Facebook page will share that as well. And then tomorrow evening, starting at 6, doors open at 6, the event starts at 7. The Fremont Wreckers are hosting a youth boxing event at the rec center. So you can still get tickets in advance. It's $12 in advance, it's $15 at the door. All of the ticket sales go directly to the Fremont Wreckers as a fundraiser for their program and the kids that are in the Fremont Wreckers program. So I'd love for everybody to stop out. And I think they have 12 bouts tomorrow night, so it'll go from about 7 to 9:30 p.m. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great, quick question. I told this person I'd ask this next time I saw you, and here you are.
Here I am.
So if you're using the 24-hour access to the gym, the question was, why can't you access the locker room?
Just a security issue for us. So those locker rooms feed into the hallway that goes out to the pool, also to the front desk and to the ice rink. So for us, it was just to create a physical barrier to prevent people from getting back into the admin offices or maybe sneaking out into the pool area.
There's no way to lock the other side of it.
Not as it currently stands, the locks are on the other side, the deadbolts are on the gym side. We do have a family changing room that everybody has access to inside the gym. It has its shower, toilet, it has 4 or 8 lockers that people can use, and it actually has its own hot water heater, so letting the secret out now, it probably gets hotter faster than any shower in the building. So now it'll be the only shower that gets used. But,
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Seth, do anything tonight? Jim Sleep?
Yes, I do. Thank you, Madam President. I wanted to let Ms. Erica know that the individual that we're discussing with, I did have a conversation with him regarding the issue we have, and a couple other ones that we have talked about in my ward, and everything is good. And you know, we'll see where it goes next Thursday. But anyways, I wanted to thank you for what you do. Is I know it's a thankless job. But anyways, thanks, and everything's calmed down, and hopefully we get it situated so that we can move city vehicles, whatever emergency vehicles through. So I wanted to tell you, I did go over and follow that up. Okay? Thank you.
Reggie Reese?
Yes, I'd like to just mention the fact that the tree, the beautification commission of Fremont attended the Tree City USA a couple weeks ago, I forget the date, and it was held in Defiance. It was a very nice event. People were really nice there. Everybody got a door prize. I got a tree. Anyhow, so that was held, and then last Friday was Arbor Day, and we went to a special planting of a tree at Spiegel Grove. John Havens took us on a tour, and there again we had hot coffee, hot tea there, and that was at 7:30 in the morning, so we needed the coffee and the tea. From then on, from there, at 12:30 we had a tree planting ceremony at Atkinson School, and Deacon Billy Newell gave a prayer for the tree planting. There was a few of the youngsters there, and a few of the teachers were there, and that was Arbor Day that has taken place. Okay, and then the other thing I want to remind you about is the BP station on the corner of Pennsylvania and State opened up earlier last month, and that is going, the business is doing good. Some people have worried about the street, is it gonna be taken care of, you know, because it was cut up. But it wouldn't have done any good for them to repave it, because the street is getting cut up again today, as we speak. With all these diggings that we're having to do, so eventually, one of these years, we'll get probably new streets there. That's all I have to say, thank you.
Thank you. Chris Leibel? Thank you, Madam President. First and foremost, Chief, I'm happy we had a peaceful resolution last night. Those situations have gone poorly in this county before, so I'm glad we did the right thing there. I saw you out keeping the peace and keeping the crowds back. It just turned out to be great weather to watch a police standoff. You know, there was a lot of people out there. So hats off to you, and thanks to the State Service Director for making some calls and keeping people informed what's going on.
Okay. Christine, do you have anything?
I have nothing this evening, thank you, Madam President.
Okay, Denny, Patty?
I do, and I have to kind of refer to Councilwoman Reese on this too. I think next meeting, we better sit down and talk about the flower planting at the garden, maybe do it that weekend, the 19th or 18th of Saturday.
That would be, I've already got it set here for the 18th.
Okay,
That's
so
a Saturday?
So for the public, we're going to be planting the gardens up at the flagpole, which up on Whittlesey Street, actually off the dead end of Wayne Street. We do have a budget for that this year. I think we'll get the flagpole painted. We'll look at the monuments and other things that we can do for that. The 18th, we need your help, but we generally get the Clyde FFA over to help. So we're working on that. And I just want to say one thing, hopefully redeem myself and not dig any deeper. But when I said something about reflective vest or something, it was brought up by some of the council people that, well, I don't want you to make feel that that it wouldn't reflect in the daytime, but I said, well, you look at construction workers.
Yeah, they all wear them.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, my son's on the highways.
So I think
He
it
wears
would
all
be a
reflective gear.
good idea.
Fluorescent, just something that reflects.
Neon.
Fluorescent.
Neon orange or neon green.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And that's all I have to say tonight.
Okay, John Elder?
I will not be in attendance at the next council meeting, so I ask to be excused.
Okay,
That's all I have.
no problem. Stevie? I have one thing. I'd like to know if anybody knows when the citywide garage sales are.
Usually the last Saturday in June now.
Is it the last Saturday in June or the first? I thought it was
No,
the
maybe
first
it's the
weekend.
third Saturday.
I think it is the 22nd.
22nd?
21, 22, 23.
Thank you.
We'll get that out. Thank you, Madam President.
Somebody asked me today and I said, oh, I got council tonight, maybe somebody will know.
Yeah, they can call the office and we add it to the list.
Okay,
And then what we do is the day before, we put the list out by the security guard and people can just come in and take the list of where all the garage sales are registered.
that's nice. Do you post that on Facebook too though?
Yes,
I thought I've seen it on there before.
yeah, because when people get missed, we know about it.
Of course. Of course. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak?
I would.
Okay.
I'm not sure if this is right or right way to do it or anything, but we need help on our street with lights.
With what?
Lights
Okay.
on our streets.
What's your street, what's your address?
It's,
Quail
Quail
Drive.
Drive.
Quail Drive?
Yes.
And what's your name?
I'm Veronica, and this is my neighbor Mary, and we live in the elderly section, the one-story apartments, and we cannot even go outside at night. It is pitch
There's no
dark.
streetlights.
There is,
sidewalk at
you
that
can't
time.
see nothing. It is so scary.
And
and-
you can't park either.
Yeah, and it's a dead-end street, and it doesn't say that at the beginning, and maybe that would, stop some people from having to come down there for no reason, but, we do have our people, that do whatever there. I can't say it's the best place, but it is to me. I love my neighborhood, I love my people there, I like the guys that come and take care of it for us when they do their drive-throughs, our guys in blue, we love them. And they always stop and play ball with the kids, thank you. And then that's always asking, is somebody can please look for lights and.
Is there any lights in that subdivision at all on
They
any of
have
those streets?
side, the small lights.
No, I'm not talking about the lights in the lawn, I'm talking about regular street lights.
There
No.
is, but the streets,
Not on our
no,
side.
not on you mean for the city?
Right.
No,
There's none
no.
in that.
There
whole-
is for,
There is on the family side.
yeah,
As you say, there's
on the corner.
on the corner.
And then
Cul-de-sac.
our apartments, we have been begging them to fix the lights there and they just won't. So therefore, we can't go out at night.
Is
We
that
can't,
is that considered a hazard?
oh, yeah,
What
we
they
can't take
tell
our,
us is to take a flashlight with you.
that's what they tell us.
I drove bus in there.
It's
in the
terrible.
Early mornings and it is dark.
We can't,
My
I mean,
granddaughter walks to the bus
even if
stop
we wanna
and
walk
she
out
lives
and to take our trash out at night, we can't do it.
Should be discussed with the city service director.
And then like maybe some signage there for kids playing,
Yeah,
we
that's
have
our
some
family
handicapped
neighborhood.
kids, yeah, anything would be great,
Did
'cause
you say it's a no outlet street?
I don't think.
Quail is a
There's
no
a
out.
dead
Yeah, it
end.
is
Dead
no
end.
out, it is no
Quail
outlet.
dead ends.
Yep, yep.
Do you know who the owner is of?
Millennium is the owner of the apartment buildings, yep. And like I said, we have begged them to please get us lights. And you can't go out in the parking lots at all at night.
Is there any
It's
kind of code that we
scary.
have in our zoning that states that we have, or that owners of property have to provide that lighting?
I don't believe so. I think what we could do is, I'll let Mr. Gross, the safety service director, maybe address that.
One thing I have to say is because of where we live, we're afraid to complain because we don't want to lose our apartments, and that happens.
Really?
So the best way is to just,
Carry a flashlight, or
Yeah.
come to city council and hopefully we can
and
do something
hopefully
for
you can help us, but
Yeah.
like I said, we're all afraid to lose our apartments, so we're afraid to ask for help.
Sure.
So it's just something, and like I said, the kids out there, I get worried, I don't want them, I just want some signage or something to help us out.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening, I
What's your,
appreciate it.
what's your last name, Veronica?
Keller.
Keller?
Yeah.
It would also help if they would make it so we could park in front of our building too, off the street, when we're taking groceries and laundry and stuff too.
Yeah,
There's
'cause
no parking there.
Yeah, on the handicap side, now on the family side, that's okay, I mean, but on the handicap side, how they did that, even the handicap parking, like, we have to put our stuff in a cart and take it all the way down around the sidewalk to bring it to our
Or
apartment.
wagon.
Yeah, so, and it's just, it's a big issue.
So when they
but
rented you these apartments, there's no parking for you?
There's
There's
not, there's,
parking, they have a parking lot, but it's, like, we gotta go
It's not
a long
close
way
to
to
your
get to our apartment.
yeah, like if you come in front of the sidewalk, in order to be handicapped, you gotta go all the way down to the street
Right.
to get down, and then go all the way back to your car then. Yeah, and they said that they have what they need, so, I don't know, it's just, we're just afraid to ask for help.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you, and we appreciate you guys listening to us.
Madam President, if I may, I'm Seth Frazier, and you're part of my ward. So I would like to follow back up with you and reach out to these individuals.
Thank you. Oh my
Myself,
gosh.
I'll do what I can for
We have
you.
a number we can call you.
I do, exactly, I do. I will make sure you have my number.
Well, I promise, we'll be good.
No, I have an old neighbor of mine that moved her mom into that area, so
Oh, okay,
I understand where you're coming from.
okay,
So
good,
I will do everything I can.
thank you.
Okay, so if there's nothing further, I miss.
Yeah, Madam President, just wanted to respond to some of this. I'll get with Tucker Fredericks, our city engineer, and our street superintendent. In fact, I'll drive out there tonight before I go home while it's dark and kind of get an idea of the situation. I think we, in the past, have had AEP install poles, and
Right.
then they do the work, and then we set up an account. And
Right.
We would like one like over the other side of the street where you could see everything over there.
Yeah,
Get your request in now.
thank you, thank you,
We'll put
yay.
our request in.
All right.
These
Good idea.
washers and dryers.
Aw.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call?
Elder?
Yes.
Bible?
Yes.
Reese?
Yes.
Sleep? Frazier?
Yes.
Lees?
Yes.
Yeah.
Adjourned.